In today's episode, I talk about whether you should share your pricing on your website. Welcome to episode 187 of the Honest Entrepreneur Show, where I help creatives like you to master your marketing. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. I talked about this in the last episode about the kind of filter of going through the tough stuff. Not everyone's willing to, and you get a degree of drop off. But I do find it really fascinating. I love, with the people I look up to, I love going back and trying to reverse engineer their success. And some of them have been good enough to actually document it. And so for those people, I just finished watching a series with one of the favorite entrepreneurs that I look up to. And he literally told his story in narrative fashion over a course of like 5 videos. And it was so fascinating because I would watch it just being like, he deserves every bit of his success. And I didn't have all that context. I mean, it was like sleeping on sofas, shoplifting to like get through and pay the bills. It was like a real kind of like struggle, rocky narrative story. And it was fucking amazing. And that's partly why I want to document. I don't want anyone to look back in 5-10 years, not that I'm like, stealing stuff and really struggling right now. But I don't want anyone to look back, hopefully in 10 years when I've built a very big, amazing personal brand that's hopefully doing a lot of good, and think, oh, how the hell did he manage that? Or I've got no context on that. I want the whole process start to finish to be like, here I am showing up with my little, whatever it is right now, 700 YouTube subscribers. And this is the start of it all.
This question is from Kirsten. What are your thoughts on putting prices on a website? I'm targeting small business owners, and from my own experience, I know I find it very helpful. But on the other hand, I might miss out on clients I could have convinced by talking to them directly. Kind of lost here.
Hey, Kirsten. From my experience and everything I've seen with friends who've run businesses of this nature, the way it works is with small to medium businesses, you can put them or you cannot. Both are fine. With businesses on the larger side, you never put them. It would be very, very unprofessional, I think, for people on their website to do that whole, I charge $1,000 for a logo. Like corporates and big companies, they don't work that way. That comes across when you actually get talking with them and you go through proposal documents and give a proper quote and so on. But you would never put it on your website. As I say, you mentioned smaller businesses, so I think either is fine. I understand for some people, it's reassuring. They can just have a glance and go, great, that's within my budget. And you will often get a better qualified prospect. You will have to weed less people out because you're not getting 30 people and then 29 of them actually can't pay your rates. You should be getting people that have seen that and are getting in touch with that prior context. So that is definitely one benefit of having the price. You get that higher quality of lead. As you say, drawback is potentially people that might have been on the fence. You could actually win over with your people skills, with a really effective pitch and so on. So I don't want to say there's a right way or a wrong way. I think if it is small businesses, personally, I didn't and I wouldn't. I think as well, it does make sense. I've talked to pricing before. I think there's nothing wrong with adjusting your price based on the scale of client and the scale of work. So if I did work for a larger client compared to a smaller client, it might not be more hours for me necessarily, but I knew my work for the larger client would have much more impact in terms of monies for their business. They would have a bigger budget. So I would get a little bit cheeky, it felt like, and I would up my rates. I wouldn't be able to do that if I just put all my blanket prices out on my website, because there it was, and there would just be dispute over that. So probably for that reason, I wouldn't put the prices. I would see how it goes. But then I would set up an effective filter process. So for people to get qualified quicker, you don't want to keep having the same conversations over and over. Set up proper documentation, proper like short code emails and that kind of thing, just to weed out the good people, because that's going to save you a whole bunch of time. So I hope that helps. Question of the day. What is the last purchase you made? I'm trying to think what mine is. Mine, oh my God, I've got the hiccups. Leave that in though, Mark. This is terrible for recording. Mine was either clothes, because I'm having like my every 2-year wardrobe upgrade right now, or maybe a book, the Pat Flynn one that I showed off. Anyway, let me know yours in the comments. Hey YouTube person, this is definitely not staged at all, But if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel for more goodness like this. And if you did like this video, I hope that you enjoyed these ones too.